Hello!
Hello.
Kumusta? Long time no see.
Oo nga. Kumusta?
Offstage Han, episode
69.
69. Kumusta? Ikaw muna. Anong balita? 3 weeks tayong hindi nagkita.
Medyo busy nung 3 weeks. May mga inaasikaso na mga project na collab natin. Pero ikaw na lang mag-into siguro mamaya. So,
Hindi, sabihin na natin.
Sige,
mo
sabihin
dito
na natin. Sige.
May dala kang yung prototype ng...
Well, it's out already. Kumbaga, it's not a prototype.
It's not
By the
prototype.
time they see
It's
this
the production,
video, pwede na nila hanapin sa D&D store Pasig. Doon pa lang muna tayo. And then, slowly, it will be available online sa activezone.ph.
Okay. The all-ride e-bike.
All-ride e-bike. Yun.
Commuter bike. Yung prototype pala ginamit natin
Tapos
sa
biglang cut to commercial. Tapos meron na tayo, pero wala.
Nung binubuo natin, dumating na yung guest, so hindi natin nabuo yung bike. Anyway.
So siguro, maybe we can, when they see it, may konting question sila, ba't yun yung kulay na pinili mo? Or tsaka na natin pag-usapan ng mga... Sige. So teaser lang.
Teaser lang ito. Parang... Hindi pa natin alam. Actually, pag-usapan natin mamaya kung anong gagawin. Off-cam.
Off-cam.
Ako naman, galing sa tour ng Ultra Combo, yung last natin episode is with Buddy.
Congrats pala, mukhang successful, sobrang saya.
Sobrang saya. Parang nagawa ko lahat ng gusto kong gawin. Naka-bike ako with Perf Di Castro.
Astig. Sakto na napag-usapan din natin yun sa episode.
Nasa podcast ako ni Paco.
Nakita ko rin.
Shout out to Paco and Mike. And then, these are the best in 30 years of touring. These are the best promoters I've encountered.
Nice.
Sobrang okay yung vibes. Si Riz Royales and Chris Escolano. Very, very...
Siya rin gumawa nung music video.
Si Chris!
Which is out
si Chris
now,
yung taga-Pilipinas. Si Riz yung nasa
Negatives.
Yes, si Chris directed Chris directed the Negatives video by Sandwich. And then ano pa ba? I saw Wilco live.
Wow.
Kamusta
yung Wilco experience?
Mind blown. Tapos dahil kasama si Erica, nanood kami ng Broadway play.
Nakita. Gusto ko nga mag-comment sa kanya eh. Anyway.
Hamilton. I'll release all these videos soon. Nakuha ko ng konting videos.
In a vlog format.
Pero konting videos. I don't know what kind of footage I have. Tapos ano pa ba?
Exciting yun
Basquiat na exhibit. Puro mga random and Of course, all the shows were fun and good.
Any memorable experiences na tanda mo talaga?
Well, kasi si Jessie yung nagitara. I miss Jessie Grinter of Gaijin. Tapos, there's always people jamming in every show, so it's always different. But the most memorable for me was LA, where we got Ran Gulamko, who originally played for Squid 9. And he played before Squid 9, of course, he played for Drip, Barbie Scradle, Mojo Fly. Pero nasa States na siya. We're always, hanging out pag nag-abot kami doon. Si Tim De Ramos played drums din sa LA.
Nakikita ko yung Facebook videos yata niya. Yung mga lulupit na...
Nagsiskate siya, tsaka drums and skate. Tapos, si Namesh traveled to the States to watch the BTS show. Dami nila, kasama niya si Roxy, si Atari, si Myrene. They all went to the LA show. Si Meish, of course, bandmate ni Buddy, so sumalang din siya sa LA. Parang dahil sumalang sa LA, parang one big extended show. So it was fun. I can't even shout out to everybody, maubos yung oras natin kaka-shout out.
May mga nabili ka na gear or ano?
Dapat bibili ako nung SP404 2. Wala, sold out lahat. Si Shinji was in Japan, sold out sa Japan.
Hype masyado daw eh.
So I ended up buying a GoPro kasi nalubog sa tubig yung bago umalis na Pilipinas, nasira yung isa. So I got, just a GoPro, wala naman. Siyempre, punta kang music store, tingin-tingin ka, pero wala naman akong kailangan eh.
Nafe-feel ko na rin yun paminsan, pagka like you just wanna feel the vibe na, parang siyempre parang pilgrimage yun eh, diba, yung Guitar Center.
Ito, nabili ko.
Ay, wow! Ganda niyan.
Been trying to make one.
Gospel.
I've been trying to make one yung mga splash ni Shinji tsaka ni Badjaw, pero iba yung tunog, tas nung nakita ko, binili ko lang, pero random
Ganda niyan.
Random purchase. Yan lang. Anyway, Let's talk about our guest.
Oh, sige.
I bumped into him sa Starbucks sa Libis the other day. May kumakaway sa akin, Rayms, naglalakad ako. Kasi, oy, ikaw, anong intro mo sa guest natin?
Ako na-meet ko siya dati, naalala ko kasi we had, nung sa D&D early on, I think we gave him a prototype to make a video about it. Sa Halik ni Gringo pa yata siya before. So ever since, parang I had an idea na he was more than a guitarist. Kumbaga kasi sa production or how to shoot, meron din siyang experience dun. So, I'll give the intro na I made the short intro na about our guest. So this week we are joined by music producer, remixer, and the DJ, and he also runs Love One Another Productions. So for episode 69, please welcome DJ Joey Santos.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, Joey. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. Hello.
Hello.
Basta.
Sorry, ako yung dumating na maaga kanina kaya hindi nila nabuo yung so,
Nahiya kami para, dito na yung guest natin. We gotta get some work done.
but don't worry, tatapusan na yun after.
Okay.
Konti na lang eh. Go.
Ano ang pinagkakabalahan mo? I see you. We see you in social media. You're busy campaigning. But what? Sabi mo galing ka sa day job mo.
Yeah.
What is your day job?
For the last 2 years, nagpo-produce ako sa studio with Sponge Cola. So like all of the new stuff, doon namin ginagawa. So parang almost...
As in work album for
Yeah,
Sponge.
album,
So
yeah.
the new Sponge Cola album,
Oh, wow.
you're the producer.
Yeah, so from 2020, kailan ba yung pandemic?
2020.
2020 hanggang ngayon, nilalabas namin yung mga kanta. So they have the songs from the album and then meron silang mga one-offs with brands. Doon din ginagawa.
So it's like a daily thing?
At the start, parang twice a week. Sometimes 3 times a week. Pag gusto lang tumambay ni na Yael, sometimes 4 times a week.
Your studio?
Yeah,
Love One Another.
kasi I moved the studio, it's in the house na. So,
You used to be
parang
in front
tambayan
of
siya.
20 sitas, di ba?
Yeah. So, katapat siya dati ng Tiendesitas and then in the second floor of a building there, may Chinese restaurant sa ilalim and
Yeah.
Oo, yun. So, I moved it. Tagal na, 2014 pa?
Okay.
A long time ago. So, I moved it to the house.
Is it still called Love One Another?
It's still called, it's still an unwieldingly long name. Love One Another.
Inabot ko kayo ni Daren talking about the board, the mixer.
Yeah. I have a desk there that belonged to Angie. I'm sure
From the old Tracks
Yeah, from the
studios.
old Tracks. Yung desk ni Angie mismo. When Tracks closed down, si Monty was the one who took over.
Okay.
And
It
then
became Yellow Room.
It became Yellow Room, and then when Monty decided to also just cease operations in that area, nag-usap kami. Sabi ko parang, anong gagawin mo sa board? Do you need someone who'll take care of it after?
What is it? A 24
It's a 24.
channel
It's a 24 channel Soundcraft.
Soundcraft.
So it's been there since the early 90s pa yata. I have to ask si Sir Mike Pedero for the exact date. Pero early
He made
90s.
so many albums with
So,
with that mixing board.
So many. Tas yung gusto ko about it is that parang siyang artifact of OPM, and sometimes especially if I chat with somebody who's parang medyo bata, like 12 or 13 years old, yung idea of producing music is on a computer or sa phone, which is great kasi ang accessible na ng technology. Pero kailangan ko rin explain na dati kasi wala pang screen. So everything was with your hands and wala kang makikita. So paano
Walang
yun?
recall.
Paano yun?
Walang undo, walang recall.
Walang undo, walang recall. So it was a different...
When we mixed, everybody had a favor.
Yeah. It was a
Sa'yo yung
group
drums,
effort. Oo.
Sa'yo yung vocals.
Yun yung automation.
Automation was
Yun yung
live, di ba?
automation.
Merong isa taga-reverb lang, parang gusto ko kasi dito lang yung reverb
Yeah.
or yung delay, di ba?
Yeah.
Even the delay, yung time, manual,
Bigyan
kasi it
lang
was
siya.
an echo. It wasn't delay pa eh.
Oo. So, iba yung process niya. And for me, sobrang interesting yun. Kasi, hindi necessarily siya better or worse eh. Iba lang
It's
siya.
just different.
So, yung atake mo rin is different. Like, I'm looking behind me and ang dami nitong gear. And the person who's using software will say na parang, oh, I can get all of those sounds with an app or a patch. And yes, you can. Pero yung constraints of having like something physical in front of you, iba yung atake mo sa
And then
paggawa.
just playing that parang thing
Yeah.
to its full...
Yeah. Or ima-maximize mo siya.
Yes, capacity.
For what it's capable of doing.
Yes.
Kaya natutuwa ako na whenever I see like an actual instrument kasi parang may sarili siyang limitations pero at the same time that's what makes it so good as an instrument.
But you're using the desk analog? You're running tape? Are you
Papasok
running
siya, sinubukan ko,
Okay.
mahirap eh. So,
mahirap
Bakit
yun eh.
bakit mahirap? What makes it hard?
Um,
What makes it hard?
well, first up, yung isa-set up mo siya. Kasi, hindi ako nag-grow up with
Ito yung
tape,
reel to
eh.
reel,
Oh,
diba?
really?
Yeah, hindi ako nag-grow up with tape.
2-inch reel.
Bakit siya, ikaw, in your experience,
I've
why
never
was it
set it
really
up.
hard?
Only an engineer can set it up. Hindi siya pang musician,
So-
pang engineer
Oh,
talaga.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yung manual, babasahin mo, tapos medyo, syempre, ang complicated kasi
Talaga? I
older
thought
way
parang
of-
lalagay mo lang siya, just letting it run.
No,
Hindi siya
Hindi, may
ganun
mga
pala.
ano
there's
pa
a
yun
test
eh.
tone that you have to
Oo,
do,
may
yung
mga-
the bias and
Wow.
everything. So, sabi ko,
Calibration, yun yung ano eh.
Calibration.
Talagang hindi pwedeng basta okay na yan, di ba?
Yeah.
Rack play, di ba?
I would love to do it. Kasi nung time na yun, ka-start lang ng COVID. So parang wala akong, like, as much as I wanted to ask si Angie Rosul of, like, legendary engineer. Gusto ko sana magpatulong and to pa-mentor. Syempre, he's also busy and can't leave the house. So, that was 2020. Ngayon na 2022 na, mas may chance. Pero busy naman si Sir Angie. So, wala rin. So, it's more like,
so the
I'm just
desk
trying.
is input lang.
Yeah, mostly what I set it up for initially was input siya.
Okay.
So, can track through it and then papasok siya sa DAW.
What are you running in your
Ableton.
Ah,
Pero, sinubukan ko rin
so
siya.
cool.
Sinubukan ko rin siya na from Ableton it goes out into the desk and then back. Ayun, nagiging komplikado na kasi. So, it takes a lot of time to set it up. Pero yes, it's possible. Ganun.
So it seems parang sobra kang, like you're really detailed about the gear you use and like how you go about production. So what do you think makes a great producer and sino yung mga examples of your favorite producers?
Yeah. I think the best, for me, the best producers are the ones who come in with an idea for how something should be, pero it's a loosely held belief. Na parang, kasi ikaw, you're like one of the best. Si Rayms, like I'm not
I
doing
agree.
this to blow smoke up his ass. Pero he's
But I'm
really
not
is
the
one of
guest
the
in
best.
this show.
Oh.
Let's talk about you.
Pero ito lang yung parang starting point na he really is one of the best and the people I look up in production. Kasi
Oh, thank you.
nung
You're so sweet.
even before when I was just starting, kwento ko na lang sa audience, when I was just starting, ang dami niyang banda and I was like, yung idea ko kasi before of like a person in a band was you are in that band and that's it. Di ba? Parang kunyari Metallica, bawal may side band sa Metallica kundi tanggal ka. But Rayms had that vision na I can be in this band and another band and another band and I can also produce other bands na hindi ako kasali dun. So, napaisip ako nun na parang, pwede pala yun. But to get to that point, kumbaga, yung vision and knowledge mo about the music that you're trying to make has to be so whole and so varied na yung inputs na yun, maintindihan mo pag you get into the studio with an artist. For example, ang dami mong hip-hop na nakatrabaho.
By the way, nanghula lang ako all the time.
And alam mo yun, that's also
That was
part
not,
of it.
I had
Diba?
no vision. It was
That's okay.
mostly accidental
Yeah.
and
That's part of what makes the product the product.
I
Diba?
guess.
Na parang yung the happy accidents that sound good, yun. I think nung nag-produce kasi ako ng ang bandang Shirley a long time ago, 2008, 2009. And we would always talk about Rayms and yung approach niya towards making stuff. Kasi hindi naman haphazard eh. There's like a loosely held belief about how it should come out. Na parang, imbes na maging X siya, pwede siyang maging Y or Z. Bahala na. We'll listen to it together as a group, and then we'll decide. I don't know if that was the case, pero we...
medyo.
Parang flexibility,
I kinda
kumbaga.
got the
Hindi
idea.
yung rigidity na kailangan yung naisip mo, yun lang talaga.
I got the idea na that's how Rayms operated. And
We
inisip ko
should,
like,
we should work together.
Yeah.
We've
Okay,
never
I
worked.
love that.
I realized we've
I
never
love
worked
that.
together. We've
Yeah.
always bumped into each other sa shows, but never
yeah,
worked
sure.
together.
Parang si Rick Rubin, ganun din eh, na diba, as a producer, like, Def Jam.
Yun yung
all
nagturo
the-
sa amin eh. Si Rick Rubin Rivera.
Zoom in. Pero yeah, ganun.
Speaking of Rick Rubin, actually, okay nga siya. Ano yung, di mo natuloy natin, sorry, yung kwento na about Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin.
Oo.
Parang, sa simula, gusto niya gumawa ng rock records, metal records, rap records. Diba? Run DMC and all of that. Ginawa niya yung Def Jam, umalis siya ng Def Jam, wanted to do his own thing. Tapos, ngayon, gagawa siya ng Metallica album, gagawa siya ng latest Red Hot Chili Peppers na album. So parang...
Did he produce the latest?
The latest.
Have you
talaga?
heard it?
Yes.
The
Yung
last
comment ko...
I heard was, Run the Jewels. Ang ganda ng Run the
Oh, may Run the Jewels pa.
2020.
Isa pa yun.
Run the
Oh.
Jewels, grabe.
Well, it's really good. And, di ba, if you think about it, the sonics are very different. Pero the attitude is the same. Na parang, alam mo, Rick Rubin yan kasi
Tama.
may,
Tama.
there's something about it,
Tama.
I guess. So, yun.
Have you seen him in action?
On videos.
There's footage of him in the Funky Monks, the Chili Peppers.
Hindi ko pa napanood yung...
Grabe nga yun.
Nakigalan siya sa couch. Nakigalan
He's
siya.
very zen, from what I
Sabi niya, I
understand.
flee. Play less. Play less. Play less. Yeah, that's the one.
Oo.
And then bigay, give it away.
Okay.
Di ba, parang-
It's funny, yung style na yun, not a lot of people like it.
Yeah, I
Diba?
guess,
Like, yung sa Slipknot, yung singer ng Slipknot,
Corey,
hated
ano,
working with Rick
Rick
Rubin.
Rubin.
Yeah. I don't know which album it was, but he hated working with Rick Rubin. Di daw siya sumisipot. Kasi,
Kumbaga masyadong hindi
hands-on.
hands-on.
but again, it's just, some
Recently,
artists,
Sabbath din ayaw nila eh.
some artists like that, some artists don't. So, it's just a matter of, yung hanapin mo yung babagay sa'yo.
That's true.
Diba? Na,
Oo.
that's how the world is, if you
Oo.
think about it.
Sino ang local producer that you've worked with that you really like? I mean, kasundo mo?
Well, iniisip ko kung sino yung mga hindi ko kasundo na nakatrabaho.
Pwede, sige.
Parang wala naman.
Unahin natin yan.
Parang wala naman.
Okay lang rin yun.
Parang wala naman. I really enjoyed working with... I mean, I haven't worked with like a lot of people, to be honest. Pero the ones that I have worked with, I really did enjoy. Like, yung pinakauna ko na project was yung Taken by Cars na demo. Like, long
Wow,
ago.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
So,
yeah.
2005. Something like that.
Pero alam mo, nung unang narinig ko yung single, akala ko parang UK talaga.
Ano kasi, parang the idea...
Tapos yung recording, medyo malayo. Pero alam mo yun?
They're going for like a parang block party-ish.
Oo.
Syempre, diba?
Tapos
First
talaga akala ko parang, oh my God. Galing.
a long time ago. So, yun, the demo, tapos, ganun din naman ako nagsimula na you just try it and then you break stuff, you fix it, and you learn as you go. So, hindi natatapos yung pwede mong aralin about making music.
Agree.
Diba?
So yung when you first started, yun nga, nakilala kita sa guitarist, right? So, did you ever since na mahilig ka sa production or did you grow up playing instruments first?
Nauna ako mag-guitar kasi gusto ko tumugtog ng Smashing Pumpkins, Stone Temple Pilots.
I'm just gonna keep checking the
Yeah,
so
go.
don't mind me.
Tsaka,
Okay.
gusto ko tugtugin yung Caterpillar kasi. So, kailangan ko mag-gitara kasi, I have to be able to play these songs. So, yun, nag-start siya from there. And then, I think...
Was it high school, college?
Yeah, probably grade
Wow.
6.
Wow.
Grade 6, grade 5, grade 6. And then, nagsimula ako mag-DJ around 99 na.
So bakit mo ginusto mag-DJ coming from bands like yung hard metal band pa yung pinanggalingan mo, right?
Parang rock, punk.
Punk rock, yeah.
I guess,
What was your first band?
the first band was called
In high
Masal
school.
Green Hills siya. Parang pangalan niya Fuselage.
Fuselage.
Tas sumasali kami ng mga
Fuselage.
Battle of the Bands.
So grunge.
And we would lose to my future bandmate, si Conrad Javier. Because
No.
he had he was a bassist for, ano yun?
FOE.
FOE, yeah.
Grabe, alam mo.
Yun.
Tsaka yun yung kinukwento na naging plain.
Yes,
Sila
and
naging
eventually
plain.
Sky.
naging
Okay.
So yun, we would lose to them. In all of the school fairs kasi sila yung magagaling eh. But yeah, I think I like DJing kasi I was able to play like a different music. Parang nung time na yun, medyo mahirap tumugtog ng hip-hop and R&B on the guitar. If only because dance elements.
But what year was that?
99.
99.
Oh, 99.
What was your gateway drug? I wanna do this. Did you buy a CD? CDJ yun, bago lang yung CDJ or vinyl?
CD.
CD yun, tsaka ganun pa.
So
diba?
CDs yung, hindi, malamang wala pang controller din, diba?
Yung bago lang yung
Wala pa.
CDJ, parang CDJ 1000
So, isa-isang,
500.
sinasaksak mo talaga yung CDs.
It was para siyang pang radio station.
Yeah, what was the first machine that you
It was
tried?
I went to a friend's house na meron siyang mobile na
Wow.
maliit.
Mobile
so parang
pa, no?
astig yun, may mobile siya. And then, may turntable siya, tas parang, oh my God, I haven't seen a record nung time na yun kasi parang nawala lahat ng
oo.
record stores. Except for parang Mega Mix, I think, in Green Hills or Mega Mall, parang ganun. Pero wala nang plaka. So, may CDJs din siya. And he showed me na parang, yung mga CDs mo, papasok mo lang dyan, tapos you play it one after another. That's DJ. So, parang, makes sense. Marami akong CDs, nangongolekta talaga ako. So, I got into it because of that.
Pero usually, di ba, parang may, like, as a musician, parang when you go into DJing, parang nafe-feel mo na I used to play the music. Tapos ngayon, I'm just playing other people's music. Wala bang konting, doon, parang dissonance in your head, di ba? I'm sure may, or wala.
No, I understand. Kasi even just recently, somebody asked me sa TikTok. Kasi parang nag-tutorials ako dun minsan sa TikTok on DJing. So somebody asked na, artist ba yung DJ? Kasi hindi naman sila gumagawa ng kanta eh. They're playing other people's music. Sabi ko, yung definition kasi of what an artist isn't necessarily somebody who makes something from the ground up. It could be, in the case of the DJ, parang curation siya. So, gagawa ka ng playlist or just making a bunch of songs. Or, it's choosing what song to play at the right time, which is in essence what DJing is. So parang, alam mo yun, if tayong tatlo were to do a DJ set and you give us like 50 songs, ikaw bahala kung ano pa batugtugin mo dyan. Kakaiba yun. Kakaiba yun.
Iba-iba yung lalabas.
The sequence will be different. The timings will be different. Kasi we're all different.
Tama.
So,
and different DJs tell different stories in their set. It's very... Who are your favorite DJs? Kasi pag nakakita ko magaling na DJ, naiiyak ako eh. Parang...
Yeah, I think...
local muna.
Local.
That you've seen na parang, oh my God, this set is like so... kinakausap ka nung set.
Yeah.
Mga ganun. Yung magaling na DJ, parang kinakausap ka.
Medyo tumataas yung balahibo ko ngayon thinking about it. Like, if you can zoom in, tumataas
Sige
siya.
Come in.
Yeah.
I'm getting drinks.
Go ahead.
May dalawang local DJs who I really look up to. Si Manolet Dario.
OG!
Sorry, OG. And he knows this. Like, we'd go to Sambo's, Abigis. Yung mga NBK na events, ganyan. And also si Toti D.
So, that's true.
It could not be any more different if you think about it, di ba? Na parang, one is the mainstream commercial DJ who kinda brought that trance sound in the late 90s. House and trance sound to the masses, aka
post-disco.
Ako and kids. Yung mga kabay bata kami nun. And Toti D, who really is like yung house, the good underground house that's being played in Europe and in the US. Yung ganong good klaseng house music. So yung education ko in DJing was from the two of them, which was both sides of the spectrum.
So ikaw naman, where would you say where do you lie yung style mo between the two of them?
Ano kasi like when I do a DJ set, parati siyang parang pop kasi talaga yung binabatagtag ko. Like, that's my thing. You know, thank you. Well, thanks. Carly Rae Jepsen, Kim Petras, mga ganyan. Ganyan yung mga gusto ko. Robin. Pero, given like a different opportunity in a different crowd, it would be nice I do get to play mga Aphex Twin, for example, Richie Houghton, ganyan. Pero depende kasi I mean...
Plastic Man ba si Richie Houghton?
Yeah. nakapunta na rin siya, kailan ba siya pumunta dito?
Dahil pumunta dito dati.
Oh, 98, 99 I think. It was Groove Nation yung nagpasok.
Di si Toti din.
So I really like, grabe kasi siya mag-isip na he knew this was what was big abroad and he genuinely liked it. So he wanted to share that with everyone here na at the time we kind of wanted something else kasi very very pop driven yung
Kasi ahead
music
of his
scene.
time siya.
Oh, I would say yes. Lalo na now, parang there is like a house and techno scene here. Pero si Toti was doing it.
So dati,
2 decades ago,
walang,
3 decades
wala
ago.
talagang nakikinig ng house dito. I mean, wala masyado.
I think Groove Nation brought
Groove
Rayms
Nation.
here.
Oh, Groove Nation.
So,
The
They
first
brought Rayms.
consortium.
Galing.
The first consortium sa
Galing.
like that, all
Galing.
kind of illegal, di ba?
Oo,
Yung
dati illegal
venues parang,
kasi, oo.
what is this? Parang ice. Meron
ice
pa yung
plant,
ice
yeah.
plant, di ba? Pare.
Tapos,
And it was the 90s.
Yeah.
It was the 90s, di ba? We were all kids.
Tapos ngayon na yung,
I'm
syempre,
still, like, getting,
commercialized,
like, grabe na,
commercialized versions na yung...
Oh, which isn't
Ayun,
bad.
diba?
I think that's
Yeah,
great
yeah.
na may ganong
May
access.
evolution.
Tsaka may, I guess, it allows employment for sa mga musicians, sa DJs, diba?
Mm.
Wala na.
Yeah,
Okay
yeah,
rin, Okay
yeah.
rin yung ganun.
Yeah, spot
We
on.
have to say cheers to Tito Boyet,
Oh,
one of
nga,
the OG
Tito Boyet.
DJs who
Cheers,
just
cheers.
recently
Tito Boyet.
passed away. Tito Boyet, cheers. DJ and host, no?
Yeah.
OG din yun.
So,
And of course, I sorry,
Go.
Black Market. I saw it in your
Yeah,
post.
yeah.
It closed na.
Yeah,
That's so sad. I was waiting for them to open as
same,
diba?
same.
What about the other bar?
Wala
Black
lang,
Market
Finders.
and
Finders, oo.
And the other one, yung katabi,
Yun, Finders
yung
Keepers.
sa may 7-Eleven, yung walk.
2020.
Wala na rin.
It closed at the start of the pandemic.
So are they opening something else? Hopefully.
They're keeping Boogie open
Ah,
sa
sa Poblacion.
Kaya
And then
palagi
from
may
there-
ano sa Boogie, no?
Ah,
Lately,
sorry,
tuloy-tuloy yung mga
Yeah.
events niya.
And then I guess from there, isip ulit sila ng something. They're very creative. Like sina
Ana.
Ong, yeah. They have an ear close to the ground and what's gonna happen
That's
next.
also a great DJ si
Mulan.
si Mulan.
Oo.
Grabe din si
Yeah.
Mulan.
Naalala ko, first time ko siya mapanood sa Libis. I think it was the year 2001. Parang may bilyaran dun, yung Cactus. Tapos siya yung nagdi-DJ. Ang ganda ng music na to, sino to? And then it was guy with long hair. So parang, anong name niya? Mulan.
Mulan.
Galing na to ah. Yun.
I don't even like trance, pero pag simulan parang,
Ano
ganda
siya?
ng trance.
Ano
I don't
siya?
listen to trance. I have no trance records, pero pag patugtog siya ng trance,
He plays, ano kasi, techno. Like, really
Techno
hard.
trance,
Oh, hard techno.
Hard techno.
Na parang, in-explain sa akin ni Ana one time yun. There was this underground event in Tagaytay. I think it was the year 2012. Parang ganun, 2012. Sabi niya, tumutugtog si Mulan, tapos talagang madilim na kwarto, pahaba na ganyan, maingay kasi it was like a resort, abandoned resort. So,
Nag-echo.
ang
Oh my
sakit sa
God.
tenga, di ba? Pero ang sarap eh. Tapos nandun lang kami the whole time. Tapos sabi ni Ana parang, yan, alam mong simulan yan eh, pag tumutugtog. You can close your eyes, alam mong simulan yan. And I was like, totoo yun. Kasi he has a particular way of playing na yung relentless siya na
Relentless.
parang hindi ko ma-explain.
ganun kaya sila sa bahay.
Saan
Di ba?
ba?
Pag pumunta kaya sa bahay ni Eric, ganun kaya.
Sunday.
I guess.
Sunday.
Brunch. Sunday brunch ka na siya. Upahan na tultugan.
Maliwanag, no? Dahil
Oo.
yung mga kids nasa swimming pool, tapos may techno trance na set.
Pero ang galing rin nga na ganun yung kumbaga ang dami nating DJs na naging ganun na. Kasi I guess, if you would look at yung sa Philippines, I'm sure dati may pagka-conservative pa rin yung scene, diba? Especially sa OPM. Tapos yung nga, okay na nag-open up na rin. So what would you say yung parang, yung style mo of, kasi I heard yung reading the room daw yung one of the most important skills ng pagdi-DJ. So what exactly is that? And yun nga, since na-mention natin na artist rin yung DJ, how can you make it your own na instead of binabasa mo yung room, ikaw rin yung nagte-take over ng room?
Yeah. Yung reading a room means na pag tumutugtog ka kasi, lalo na kung nakapwesto ka in a bar, week in and week out, iba-iba parati yung people coming in at different times of the night. So you have an early crowd, late crowd, after hours crowd, iba-iba yan. So,
Ay, hindi
dati,
ba parang kung sino yung nandun nung start?
parang hindi.
Di ba ganon?
Parang hindi.
8 to 2?
Like-
Yun na yun sila lahat?
Ikaw lang yun, Daren! Ganun pa rin.
Pang ano siya eh, like kung pumunta kang Big Sky at like at like 10, uwi ka ng 6. Parang ayun. Pero kasi Big Sky yun eh, di ba?
Pero I mean, but
You know what?
sorry, I understand what you're saying. Explain mo. So how do you differentiate yung ano?
Kasi, you know, the reason I say that is because parang maraming festival DJs now, yung mga nasa Tomorrowland and all these big things na, you know, they're in front of like a crowd of 20,000, 10,000 people. Usually pag ganun kasi, you're expected to play your hits and kunyari ikaw si Zen or whoever, sikat na EDM DJ with a big song, you have to play your hits. Para kang banda na in that sense. So that's one style of DJing na nauso nung 2010s with sina Avicii, Steve Aoki, ganyan.
So pag start, parang hit
Everybody
na,
knows, oh, parang, oh, Steve Aoki, oh my God, I know what you're gonna play na,
Okay.
parang ganun. So,
Turbulence.
party na yan. Pero like, you know, before, yung mga DJs na nasa sulok kaya, sulok lang, tapos nobody knows you're playing. So, you kind of have to figure out what the crowd likes. That was what crowd reading
paano
is.
yun? What do you do usually?
Well, you look
Kita
at
may
the...
suit nila, gano'n.
Tingnan mo yung, usually maghahanap ako ng group of people who look like they want to dance. And then I play to those people
astig
first.
yun ha. Astig
And then,
yun.
Pag sumasayaw na sila,
Are you
look-
guessing the age or yung
Oh, yun,
Yeah,
or the shoes? Sometimes the shoes.
Some-
Oh, hip hop to mga.
Oy, walang sapatos.
Masikip yung panalo na mga emo yan, emo. Tutugtog tayo may Chemical Romance. Paano ba yan?
Yeah, no, it depends on the night. From usually, like when I tutugtog ako sa Today X Future, so I know na it's a crowd that loves, you know, anthems, mga diva anthems, ganyan, disco, a lot of 80s, 90s, ganyan. So, yun pa matugtugin ko. If tugtog ako kaya Black Market, tapos Friday Scenes Forever yung night, which means puro emo lang. Puro emo lang yung mamatugtugin. Parang ganun. So, it really depends on the brand for the night. Pero most of the time, makikita mo naman sa tao eh. Play a song, how they react. Parang ganun.
Where are your favorite places to play in the Philippines?
Well, Today X Future. That's
Which
number one.
branch? Cubao or
Cubao. Cubao
Yung
talaga
Cubao.
siya. Oh,
meron pa ba
nag-close
sa
na siya
poblasyon?
Futurist yun. Yes,
Futurist,
and they're still
oh.
open. They're still open.
So wala rin sa Cubao eh, no?
Wala na.
Unfortunate.
So, yeah. That was the
Nagsara na.
place na talagang hanggang umaga. And-
Oh, actually, maraming best friend tayo nakainuman dun eh.
It's
Mura
a-
pa Red Doors.
Simple Mura pa rin.
Oo.
It was a really great place. So yun, I like 2020 yeah, in Makati. Tapos yung sa poblasyon, maganda yung auto.
Yeah.
Kasi the vibe is just like
Kay
a
ano,
little bit different.
AA.
Yeah,
Kay
AA. Yes. It's a little bit different. Tapos you're encouraged to play records.
Astig.
So, yun.
Tsaka parang hi-fi talaga yung music, yung stereo system.
I've never been.
I think almost a
Lagi
million
akong
pesos.
iniimbita ni
Tama ba?
Castillo. Hindi
Tama
Ano
ba?
siya eh, malaki siya. Oo,
Basta
malaki
parang
siya.
almost a million.
Probably more. Probably more.
What
Really
about
big.
visiting foreign DJs? Kanino ka na blown away?
I really like Chicane. So,
Classic yun.
ano kasi,
Saan mo nakita sa pinano?
parang ano to, year 2000, tapos kasama ko yung mga kaibigan ko, wala kaming pera. So we bought the cheapest tickets. Tapos nandun na kami. Ang layo eh. So, tumakbo. Casino Filipino Amphitheater. So pag ganyan siya.
Okay.
So from the top, bumaba kami.
Nakababa kayo?
Nakababa na kami. Tapos, it was the first time I saw a DJ play with a band. Kasi full band
May
siya.
banda.
Banda. Saka parang, okay yun ah. So,
Dala niya yung banda o local?
he had a band.
Okay.
So, nasa gitna siya ng maraming synth. Tapos, may singer siya, may perks.
So anong
may
ginagawa
drummer.
niya?
He was, naka-sequence siguro yung MIDI, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Or he was playing some
Tsaka
of the
mga
leads.
filters, gano'n.
Oh, naglalaro lang
High pass,
siguro.
low
oo.
pass.
Pero at the time, I've never seen something like that. Kasi my initial assumption was, pag dance music, hindi siya kaya tugtugin ng band. Eh kasi hindi pa ako naka-experience watching, like Kraftwerk playing together. Or, any other, The Prodigy playing together. Hindi ko pa nakakita it.
I saw the
Chicane yung first.
Prodigy.
Actually, tama ka. Baka yun nga rin yung... Baka they got inspiration from each other na... Yun nga, na hindi ko naisip yun yung Prodigy and sa Chicane. Wala lang.
Hindi, pero walang DJ ang Prodigy.
Hindi, kumbaga, I guess yung sinasabi niya, the concept of
Ang
playing.
odd nung may DJs na, I mean,
Well,
na...
Biscuit may DJ.
Hindi, pero
Iba.
as,
Si DJ
as
Lito.
an instrument
Si DJ
yun,
Lito.
diba?
Yes,
Scratch
yes,
yun.
scratch.
Pero yun, parang musical director siya eh.
Yeah.
Pero,
yeah,
diba?
exactly.
Yung Coachella na huli, ganun yung ginawa, yung Swedish House and
yung
Weekend.
yung ginawa naman kasi nun was, since hindi pwede si Kanye,
Hmm.
scramble sila for headliner, di ba?
Oh.
So, sige, Swedish House Mafia, kasi they just reunited. Pero, The Weeknd dropped like a huge album at the start of the year. So, paano natin sila mapagsasama? And then, pag pinanood mo yung performance na yun, parang may 1 hour set yung Swedish House Mafia.
Yes, and
Playing
then
the hits.
meron silang
May
overlap,
oo.
and then Weekend naman.
Oo. Pero, you know, what I was saying nung time na yun, parang sabi ko, it must have been so nice kung merong banda si The Weeknd. Kasi it felt
Pero
like...
si Mike Dean, I think, nasa likod
May
na...
banda daw?
Hindi, he plays synth eh.
Oo.
So, kung
Nandun
mapapansin
si
mo
Mike
yung
Dean.
mga
Wow.
yung mga bassline niya live, but I think syempre
okay.
may backing tracks pa
Oo,
rin.
may backing
Wala.
tracks.
Sorry. So,
No,
go ahead.
it's great nandun si Mike D. As in, sobrang, loady yun.
Oh, grabe Mike.
ang Faithless ba, may DJ din
Ah,
centered around the DJ o live band?
Meron
sila?
silang, they have a DJ playing the music, tapos si Sister Bliss.
Oo, diba?
Si,
And then-
si Roll, ano yung ano?
God is a DJ.
Oo, si Rollo ba? Si Rollo ba?
I
Yeah,
forgot
but
his name.
ganun. Pero ito, si Chicane was a band. And
Was a band.
I guess he was playing the backing tracks, but everyone else was playing along with him. So it felt like
Brilliant.
I was watching a live performance. And at the time, they had a big song, pangalan niya yung Don't Give Up with Bryan Adams. It kakalabas lang niya, but it was
So
like
yung
a massive
vocals galing
hit.
sa plaka, ganun.
May parang projector sila biglang binuksan sa side. Wala pang LED wall nun. So, projector. Tapos, project nila si Bryan
projector
Adams.
pa.
Oh, parang, oh my God. Ang galing nun. And that kind of set the stage for, you know, future performances na pag EDM live. Ganun. May LED wall.
Meron ng ano,
project
may,
na
may, may,
ganun.
may whole production na.
I thought that was, it wasn't anything I expected kasi.
That's
I guess that's why. I guess that's why.
Going to this
Actually, I think pumunta si Kwayo dun yata eh.
Yun lang si Kwayo?
Tatanong ko siya. Tanong natin.
Grabe, kasi hindi ako naka-drugs nun, pero parang sobrang enjoy na enjoy ako. So parang, wow.
Actually, yun,
Oh, shit.
sa akin din, I don't think, nakakataon na may connotation na drugs palagi when it comes to trance or techno. Pero I agree, I don't think it really goes hand in hand.
It you know,
Paminsan, oh,
that scene kasi dance music and parang MDMA, ganyan,
Oh.
they kinda do have like a relationship, but it's not an exclusive
oh,
relationship.
gets,
diba?
gets. Kasi parang paminsan tanghaling tapat, parang, lalo na kung workout,
Yeah,
I'll find myself parang, uy, maganda tong, mabigat tong Tiesto na track na to. I feel like, same yung bagsakan niya sa heavy metal paminsan. Na parang, ano mo yun, yung mga drops and yung...
EDM sounds metal to
Hindi.
me. I mean, feels metal to
Feel-
me. Pag nakakarinig ng EDM, parang...
Bagsak,
metal band
parang
to eh.
sapul
diba?
eh, diba?
Iba lang yung orchestration,
Oo,
diba?
oo,
Pero...
oo. Yun.
I think dubstep is
Especially
very close.
dubstep,
Yung mga halftime,
Especially dubstep.
parang siyang bagsakan ng...
Nagdo-double bass pa nga paminsan eh, di ba? Tapos di nila na, I guess yung mga nag-start with dubstep, di nila na gets kung saan siya nag-start. So yung next question ko pala, sorry, kasi nakalimutan ko tanong, kasi napag-usapan nga natin yung Coachella and yung kay Weekend. Napansin ko, di ba may mga songs na sila na remix kagad? Since you're also a remixer pala, by the way, ano yung mga technique mo on how you remix and what are the hardest projects for you to do?
Usually what I will remix is a song na gusto kong tugtugin sa set ko. Tapos gusto ko lang siya bigyan ng parang ibang flavor. Or when I remix a song, I try to make it kind of familiar to what it originally was. Na hindi naman ganun yung pagre-remix most of the time for like electronic music. Well, ano ba? If it's like a pop banger, yes, that's the way to do it. Pero usually parang hindi, like yung mga Squid 9 na remixes, hindi siya ganun eh. It's more, the concept is a little bit more open, which I like. Kasi biglang ang daming possibilities niya, and approach then is to figure out which of those possibilities would work within the structure of the song. Parang ganun. I don't know, ikaw, ano ba yung process mo for remix?
Kasi hindi ako marunong mag-remix for the dance floor because I'm not a DJ. So I just parang, this is my interpretation of this song. Parang, I usually just get the vocal and try to get it as far away from baliktad, far away from the original.
Diba? That's what I'm saying.
But without being
Kaya
weird.
ba?
I don't know, madali kasi yung weird eh.
Oo.
Parang put a bunch of weird stuff,
Yeah.
change key, change tempo, change time signature. Parang madali yun eh. Pero I want it to be palatable din. Tunog,
May sense.
magiging
pa rin
tunog
siya.
ikaw. But ibang skill yung mag-work sa dance floor eh. Pang DJ.
Yung
pang
kahit
DJ.
anong song, kaya mo gawin ipa-work sa dance floor.
Or your favorite remixers na that you've heard.
Right now, yung mga gusto ko talaga are they're not hindi sila remixers in the sense na they're known for creating a particular style of production. Pero they work in mga record tools.
Okay.
Kasi dati, for those watching and hindi familiar with record pools, like in the 70s
I
and 80s.
don't know what the record pool is.
Oh, in the
Okay.
70s and 80s, parang if you were a working DJ, what you would do is you would sign up to a group. It was called a record pool.
Okay.
And the record pool basically sends you new records. Pag may bagong single galing sa label na to, papadala sa'yo.
For free.
For free. Kasi promotional use siya.
So those are the white labels?
Yeah, yung mga white label,
the
ganyan.
record pool pala.
Oh, so part ka ng record pool dati. Kasi the idea was, i-break mo yan sa club mo. Pag pumwesto ka dito, kunyari, sa, I don't know, Studio 54 or something.
How do you make the list of the ones na nabibigyan ka ng ganun?
Well, what you do is dati, I don't know, kasi hindi naman ako, hindi ako sumali ng record pool ng 70s.
Hindi, pero like,
nung
would
time
you have
yun,
an idea kung
yeah.
how
I
do
think
you, how
it
do you
depended
get,
on the crowd that you played for. Like, if you're like in Studio 54 or if you were like in an underground club, iba yung bibigay sa'yo ng plaka.
So tinitingnan din nila yung following mo?
Probably,
I guess.
yeah. Probably.
Ganun
Tapos,
na.
old school way na they'll ship it out to you. Tapos, may bagong plaka and then you break it. Kind of like how radio, ano ba yung promoter, anong tawag din, na they get in touch with the radio station. Tapos parang, may bago kaming kanta.
Yeah,
I'll
bagong
send you
single.
please break it. So yun, that was the role of the DJ dati, na taga-break ng mga bagong kanta. Na ngayon sa Spotify
Gets
na siya.
ko. Kasi parang may napakinggan ako na interview sa Nine Inch Nails before na gumagawa talaga sila ng club single. Kasi aside from yung normal na radio na metal version, gusto nila may parang
May
club,
airplay.
may club club. Kaya may mga closer, club mix, diba? Tapos puro lang, tuloy-tuloy lang yung...
Puro kick lang.
Oo.
Puro kick lang.
Tsaka kung ano-anong
Sounds like
samples.
dance music. Puro kick lang.
So, na-mention ni Rayms, I have a last question.
Go ahead.
Na-mention ni Rayms kanina na you're out campaigning aside from you being busy sa production. So, yung question ko would be, what do you feel is the role of musicians, not really in politics, but kumbaga, in shaping, kumbaga, what the future would hold, kumbaga. Especially na nasa team kasi tayo ng election. So parang yun yung theme ng question.
Parang ang laking responsibility na maging musikero if you put it that way, na parang it's the future of the country.
I'm sure kasi the leader will entail that.
Yeah, okay. I always felt na an artist, regardless if it's music or you're an author or visual, pag gumawa ka ng something tas nilagay mo siya into the world, that thing that you made, it's essentially a voice for people who either don't want to talk or don't want to say anything or don't want to ganyan. So, when you put out a piece of work, it's a reflection. So, yung mga tao who associate with it or who can say, parang, ano ko yan, gets ko yan, nararamdaman ko yan, pero I didn't know how to put it into words. So, ito siya. If it's a sad song, it's a breakup song, or a love song or whatever. So, in the same way, like, I guess for politics, or even, just 2022 in general, na parang everyone has an opinion and the ability to broadcast that opinion to anyone in the world, mas nagiging important yung role ng artist. Kasi, alam mo yun, sometimes people, well not sometimes, parang people will judge you by the way you act and by the work that you make. So, I think it's important na, whenever you make something or you stand up for something, it has to be in tune with your values talaga. Kasi ang hirap, ako nahirapan ako to say one thing and mean another. Parang extra bandwidth siya sa utak ko na parang, I have to lie or, I have to...
May extra process pa.
Tas parang, wouldn't it be easier if you just told the truth and lived according to
What you
your
say.
values, diba? So, that's why artists, I guess, align with certain candidates, ganyan. And, ako, I don't like putting down other performers or artists just because I know it's so difficult, diba? Being on stage and having everyone look at you and then suddenly criticizing you for something that you did. Hindi maganda na pakiramdam yun, regardless of which part of the political divide you're on. So, yun, I think it's great that people are, standing up, artists are standing up and aligning themselves to wherever they feel that they're aligned to.
You've talked about your favorite places to play, which are smaller venues, diba? 2020 and the Future. But recently, you've played huge crowds. What's the biggest one so far?
Yeah, yung
And what's the most... No. So I know you played big crowds. What's your favorite na lang? Your favorite crowd to play in?
I like the one in Bacolod, yung sa Paglaon. Kasi yung time na yun, kakagaling lang natin sa striktong lockdown from January to like Feb and March. So parang
What's the venue?
Ito sa
The airport?
Paglaom Stadium. It's
The
like a sports stadium na open air. Tapos hindi pa ako nakakita ng ganong karaming tao apart from a few
Since
months
the pandemic.
a few months back. Yeah, since the pandemic. A few months back nung December, nag-Dubai yung Sponge Cola. They played for Dubai Expo. So nag-assist ako dun. Nag-assist ako
Nag-engineer ka ba dun?
kay Sir Angie. I was on stage just like
Still.
kabit-kabit ganyan. Ang daming tao yun. That was I think a solid 15,000 people. Pero yung sa Paglaom, parang when I played, there was 70,000, 70 plus. Tapos parang,
How does it feel?
syempre masarap yung pakiramdam.
70,000 people dancing to your music.
But
Grabe,
even-
70,000.
Oh nga, but here's the thing, like even just playing to a room of punong-puno.
I know.
The feeling
Just
is-
like Future, pero iba yung volume ng crowd,
Yeah,
yung
yeah,
energy
yeah.
ng 70,000 iba din eh.
I guess, yeah, the experience is a little bit different, but the feeling is the same na parang nagkakasundo kayo. For me, walang mag-iiba dun eh, na, or nothing can come close to that. Whether it's playing with a band or DJing, but having that connection with the crowd, and hindi siya, parang unspoken siya na agreement between you and them, na parang, we're here to have a good time, so let's do it.
You talked about your start as a band and your DJ career now. We skipped a lot of the band things. Do you have an active band at the moment?
My active band is not so active. It's called Halik ni Gringo.
So when are you guys planning anything soon? I used to see you sa a lot of shows. Mga advertising.
Yeah.
That was the last
Yeah,
place I've seen
usually
you.
with Pedicab or
Yeah.
Mayday, like in the...
I think it was assembly pa nga yata yung asama.
Or
ko when I
assembly,
saw
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys last.
Yeah, it's because
It's a metal band, diba?
yeah, parang metal and
heavy.
punk together.
Oh, yeah.
It's well, people were members of the band are going through their own stages of life. So our guitarist just had a baby, and siya yung co-songwriter, si Wacky. Yung
Wacky, okay.
isa pang nagigitara. So kami yung
Yeah.
we made a promo video for D&D na we were demonstrating the guitars. Tapos parang nagha-harmonize kami pero chromatic. So ang ingay. Wala lang. Siya musician jokes.
Chromatic
na harmony. So ingay. Pero wala lang. He has a baby and started a family na, and then yung iba naming members flew abroad to work.
Okay.
So it's always like a shift. And before, like I always felt na parang is this like the end of the band or hindi na ba tayo makakatugtog, ganyan. But then I started to realize na one of the great things about being in a band like that is kahit na the members kinda, they don't phase in and or out, parang napapalitan talaga. It's like, it grows with you. So yung nangyayari is, the quality of the music, not whether it's good or bad, pero yung the topics of the songs, ganyan, nag-iiba din habang tumatanda. And that's something I like. Kasi ayoko isipin na like the best stuff we were able to make are already done. Parang gusto ko like 80 years old, 80 years old, gusto ko tumutugtog pa rin eh. So,
Magnum opus pa.
or even just like, you know, being on stage and playing, di ba?
Where can, before we let you go, where can people find you online and live? How can they reach you and where can they find you?
Yeah, so you can just search for me, DJ Joey Santos. Pinagtatawanan ako ng girlfriend ko kung bakit parating DJ Joey Santos yung username. Sabi ko kasi mas dali siya mahanap pag
Bakit paano pala dapat?
Parang dapat.
Pero ang galing rin na, sabi ko nga kay Rayms kanina, pag intro ko, DJ Joey Santos dapat. Kasi yung pag nakikita ko yung pangalan mo, may parang brand na siya eh.
I think it's easier to find kasi ang daming Joey Santos eh. So,
DJ, ikaw lang yun.
there's a Joey Santos, the boxer. May Joey Santos, the baseball player. So, parang, well, I'm neither of those. So, I'll put DJ in.
Tsaka sa website mo, they can go to your website.
Yeah, also djjoeysantos.com.
So you have
LinkedIn, DJ Joey Santos.
So you're in Instagram, you're in TikTok, you're in Facebook. Ano yung pinaka-busy? YouTube, I know you're in YouTube.
Yeah.
Saan ka pinaka-busy na platform?
Ngayon, TikTok.
TikTok.
Oh.
What do you do in TikTok? You do tutorials of?
Yeah. I teach DJing on TikTok. So, sobrang basics lang. Ano yung best software to use? Ano ibig sabihin ng DJing? Paano magsimula mag-DJ? Bakit dalawa yung kabitan ng speaker? Diba? Stuff like that. Super basic things. Kasi that's what people want to know. Like, they want to know the absolute beginner stuff. And that's great. Kasi
Do you like playing vinyl or?
meron akong, I have a few videos na parang, so here's how you play a record na lalagay yung karayom ng ganun. But mostly it's, the people who watch, they're interested in how to play music with their phone or with a controller na maliit. Oh.
Kasi yun yung nabibili na madali usually. No?
And I think okay yun eh kasi I wish there was TikTok when I was 15 kasi I could learn.
In those 30 seconds, dami mo
I like to dance.
I like to dance. Could also dance.
In those 30 seconds, ang dami mo na natutunan eh. Sa totoo lang.
Yeah, for better or worse. Marami kang matutunan.
And then live,
For better or
where do you
worse?
play usually, normally these days?
Ngayon, wala pa kasi mostly it's kunyari weddings.
Okay.
Or you know, at the time of this filming, it's a week before the campaigns, before the election. So usually pag may maliit na campaign, sorry, they'll send bigger din. Pero sa ngayon wala pa. Yeah, just mostly busy doing stuff at home, doing stuff on TikTok.
And the Sponge Cola album.
The Sponge Cola album na ongoing.
Thank you so much, Joey.
Thank you
It
so
was
much.
great
Thank you so
bumping
much.
into you
Yeah.
and spending time with us.
Ang bilis. Parang kakadating ko pa lang dito. Sorry, like, sometimes I talk too much.
No, it's perfect.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.